Hi everyone, Lisa here, rainy Sedona day. Just wanted to share some things, realizations about raising kids who are good with money. My husband and I have two children, 27-year-old Zoe and a 19-year-old boy, Aiden. And we could not be more happy about how they've turned out when it comes to money. They're very responsible, they're curious, they're intelligent, they make great decisions about their money, they bring us in when they're not sure what to do. And I feel like we have lots and lots of healthy money conversations on a regular basis, which makes me think that it might be helpful to talk about some of these things because we broke the mold. We didn't do a lot of things that people talk about when it comes to raising kids with money. Like, we didn't tell them, here's your allowance. We didn't even actually have allowances. We didn't tell them how they needed to save some and tithe some, and that this was for spending. Like, we didn't govern them in any way about their money. We wanted them to feel really responsible from an early age and to learn from their experiences. We felt like that would be the best way that we could teach them. So there's 8 things that I'm going to go through real quick to tell you some ideas of what you might do if you're a parent trying to figure out what to do that would really help your children take more responsibility and grow up and feel like they have a healthy relationship with money. Number one, financial education through experience. We introduced our children to money concepts early on, and we allowed them to learn through their own real world interactions rather than just theory. An example of that would be my son would make money for different things that he did. And he actually, at 9 years old, he started a YouTube channel and it took off and he made some money because he got millions of views for these plays that he and his friends were acting out with Nerf guns, and they recorded and they went viral. And so what Aiden would do is, when he was young, he would buy everybody things at the neighborhood grocery store, and he would spend all of his money, and he would come to me when he wanted something that was more expensive, and I'd be like, well, where's your money? Where's all that money you earned? And he's like, oh, I spent it. And I'd be like, well, in order to buy these more expensive things, you're going to need to save some of your money. And I kid you not, just one conversation like that, by the time, let's say, he was 10 years old, he had realized that he wanted to hold on to his money, and now it's hard to get him to spend it. Like, the light bulb went on and he's like, wait a minute, I would rather have the money than not have the money. So number two, autonomy in decision making. We gave our children the freedom to make their own choices about saving, spending, donating, what have you. Number three, natural consequences as teachers. That's what we really did. We gave our children the freedom to make their mistakes and learn with the outcome of those financial decisions, because that's what life is all about. Like, you're not always going to have a parent there to help you make those good decisions. So we let them have the natural consequences serve as the best teacher. We also instilled observation without intervention. We watched our children's evolving relationship with money without stepping in to correct their choices all the time. We let them feel the impact of those choices. Number five, long term perspective. We focused on developing lasting financial responsibility rather than enforcing short term rules. That one is interesting. I think this has a lot to do with the conversations that we had as a family about money, about the challenges that we were going through, about the difficulties, and we let them make their own decisions about what that meant or didn't mean. They were growing up with great comfort, and we weren't stressing about money all the time, but we talked about why we weren't stressing about money, what had caused us to have such a strong foundation early in life, and what had helped us to have more choices around freedom later in life, because we wanted them to learn from us that we really like having a lot of freedom. And now they're very oriented to retiring early and having choices as early as possible because of what they've seen us do. Number six, we trust in our children's ability to learn. We believed in their capacity to understand money management through their own personal experiences. Number 7, personalized learning. Our kids are very, very different. They think different, they act different with money, they have completely different personalities in so many ways. But I think because we let them adapt their personality to money rather than making money in charge and money being the thing that they had to adapt their life around, they have a healthier relationship with money because it's suitable for who they are and it's not based on what we wanted to make them do, but what they chose to do. And then finally, the last one is intrinsic motivation. By not imposing our rules on our kids, we encouraged our children to develop their own reasons for making the decisions that they made. We wanted it to come from inside of them rather than some parent who's like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to do it. So we wanted to give them that freedom, and it paid off. This could probably, in a nutshell, be described as experiential, hands-on learning. And I would say it has been one of the best ways to teach our children. They have such a beautiful relationship with money. They know when things are stressful for them. They can feel it in their body. They reach out. They have conversations with us to help them sort through their decisions. But in the end, we make it very clear that this is their decision and that we will stand by them no matter what. And it's just really beautiful. The other day, my daughter called and she had to look into buying a new washer and dryer because it was a one-piece unit and it had broken. And they were thinking about whether they should repair it or whether they should buy a new one. And she knew that she wanted to buy a new one, but I think she just wanted us to help her sort through the decision. And in the end, she bought the new one. She's getting it delivered. She's getting the old one hauled away. They live 2 stories up. It's going to be quite the interesting delivery. And I'm so proud of her because she has the money in the bank. She can pay cash for it. She doesn't have to charge it. And she's taking care of business. So thanks so much for listening. Let me know, like, subscribe, share your comments about what things you've learned as you've been parenting your children. I don't know at all. These are just some of my tips, but I'd love to hear yours too. What can help your children be better with money? Bye for now.